Yes, geezers, what's going on? It's Space here. We're playing Salamander. I want to try and get this deck to 2,700 MMR because I think it's possible. I think his card with Roland in Jackpot is completely and utterly broken. And King of Beggars may well get nerfed quite soon. So this is the last chance we've got to really make use of the single Salamander deck. I take quite a lot of flack for saying it's the best deck in the game, but I do stand by it. You've just got a normal Jackpot deck pretty much. But you just add in a Salamander. That's literally all you pretty much do. I think non-devotion Jackpot has proven to be very strong as well with the Mushy Truffle King of Beggars combo. And of course, the Mushy Truffle and the Beggars combo. And then you've just got the King of Beggars plus Salamander finisher. All you need to do with this deck is win round one. If you win round one and you draw your cards and you don't miss them, it's pretty much impossible to lose. The only way you lose is if they're able to get through your defender, which is very difficult because you can buff your defender Scarabs up with the Golden Froth, with the leader ability, sometimes with the Bills and Fee as well. And then you put your Roland behind as late as possible. You slam jam your Salamander, and then jobs are good, and your King of Beggars comes out of the deck. You poison all your opponent's units, which you would have already poisoned some of them with things like your Fist Tech Traffickers and your Fist Techs, as well as your Salamander Hideout as well. So it's pretty much impossible to lose round 3 if you win round 1 and they can't answer your defender because then your Roland sticks. Happy days. The amount of points it has is absolutely bonkers, broken, ridiculous. I really do stand by the fact that it's the best deck in the game, and I'm going to try and prove it. I'm going on a quest today to try and get this deck to 2,700 MMR, which I've never done before. Right now, I'm at like 2,589, I think. The highest score I've ever got is like 2,630. So at the very least, I want to get it as the best deck I've ever played. Let's try and see what we can do. Win round 1, then win the game. Okay, cool. Simple as that. Let's have it. Here's the deck. Alright, we obviously mulligan the ship. We're in a Jackpot mirror, which should be pretty good. We should be very favoured in the mirror. Now, we've got a bunch of cards that we want for round 3. We always mulligan Roland before Salamander because you can't bank into Salamander reliably in round 3, but you can bank into Roland reliably. So we mulligan the Roland here. We want to have a very playable hand so we can win the round. We also have 2 poisons. I don't really want to poison in round 1. I'm going to keep it though, sod it. Not loving this hand, I have to admit. Again, if we win round 1, this match is kind of over. No Gellert can be bad, but equally, like, in a Syndicate mirror, it's probably not the biggest deal. Now, the other thing we could have tried to have done, I haven't played this deck for a little while, is in the mirror matchup, what a lot of the time you can do is you can use your Tiger's Eye in combination with Freak Show to apply a bunch of pressure. So, I really don't want to use Truffle round 1 because it's a way of protecting my Azar, but my hand's just awkward AF for it. So I'm going for it. As you can see, the Beggars are the flavour of the month. The next question is if we use the Truffle yet. I think not. We are going to use the Bilzen though, if neither of these die. We're offered the Freak Show play instead to kill this. There's no rush to kill it though, right? So I'm just going to slam this. Just want to win the round, mate. That's all we need to do. This is also where the Wretched Addict is probably the one card I would consider cutting from this deck. Because it can just be an awkward card to have. But, yeah, I mean, if you find the Geller, it can also just win you round 1, which is what it's all about, really, right? Like, it can be an insane card. That's why we're only running one of them. But yeah, in this matchup in particular, it's awkward. Okay, we just get the pass already. The only regret I really have about this round is playing the Truffle, but yeah, we overcommitted because of the Truffle. But like the thing is about this deck that you have to realize, it doesn't really matter how much you commit round 1 because you have Salamander round 3. As long as it sticks, it doesn't matter. What if he's also Salamander? Last day should be really important. So importantly, we're going to keep the King of Beggars in hand here. And we want profit cards. So we can also go for the Hideout as a dry pass card, but it's usually pretty good. Now, I quite like the hand. I've got a Beggar. I've got the Freak Show, which is a pretty nice card to have for round 3. The Smuggle's also some carryover. But I also do want to push a mulligan. So I don't want to push the King of Beggars, though. Like, I want to have this in my hand for round 3. So I suppose the decision I come to is I'm going to mulligan maybe the beggar. I'm just going to keep the hand. It's risky because we could brick. But I want as much carryover for round 3 as possible, right? And I don't want to mulligan the King of Beggars because that's a... Not brick. The King of Beggars' decision to hold it is so we don't brick in round 3. We can just mulligan it. But yeah, like we need to find still the Roland and the Azar. But we have Royal Decree already. We have Bank in there too, so we should be fine. But obviously I could have taken another mulligan to try and cycle the deck a little bit more, but instead just confident that we should be finding these cards, really. Yo, Foxy, what's up, man? Good to see you, mate. Moshi kind of never carryovers. No, I use my Shuffle as carryover all the time, actually. It's also like insane carryover in this deck because you use Beggar, right? Which is giving you coin carryover. Like, imagine this play here was just a Truffle instead of this Beggar. I would have just carried over, like, more coins and 6 points on Froth. And it's also, like, the 6 points is worth a lot more a lot of the time because it's a way of protecting your Azar from removal. Okay, so the good news is it's not a Salamander deck, which I'm not surprised by. People are sleeping on this deck still. Guys, stop with the Among Us, man. What the hell? But yeah, I'm also not sure, guys, how long I'm going to stream for today because Everton play in like an hour and a half. I do want to watch it, but I also want to stream, so I'm undecided on what to do. Cool, there's the bank. So we just need to find now... Well, we've got everything really, right?
A superb specimen, truly.
Yeah, we're playing against Hull City in the FA Cup. And the reason we do this with King of Beggars is by mulliganing him in round 3, it means we can't like draw him again. So we can just push an extra mulligan. Imagine I kept this King of Beggars in my hand round 2, right? Or mulligan him in round 3, and this is my hand. I wouldn't be able to like push this last mulligan, but now I can and reward. We got lucky in that instance, and we still would have cycled the deck once more as well because of the other mulligan, so we still could have found Roland, I guess, but we also might have taken one less mulligan for fear of bricking the King of Beggars, and therefore we wouldn't have found this card. But this is why I play Royal Decree and Bank, because it's just like a combo deck. You need all the combo pieces in round 3. Like, I need this Azar, right? I don't want to have to rely on that last mulligan to find this card. We were already fine. Yo, Rishi, what's up, man? So yeah, we're going to be using the Fistex to poison their board. They already slammed Nida. It's kind of bizarre. This is just going to be a decent poison target. It's going to go quite tall. Also, the Fistex can be quite awkward in this deck because often you have full coin bank. Does CD Bar pay you to play Gwent? Like Spyro starts to play in the morning, then when he leaves, you start to play Gwent. Then when you leave, Shinmiri starts to play Gwent. That is because, mate, Gwent has a limited audience, and that is like an intentional decision by streamers to try and maximize their viewership, or at least it is on my part. We're just below 2.6. I haven't played this deck since I posted the video, really. I think I played it like once. So we're at like 2,589, I think. 10 off peak. I've played very few games with Syndicate this season. I played like 80 games and not that many with this deck, really. So the biggest problem for us with committing our Freak Show is we need to kill their Freak Show as well. So you could argue this was a misplay. Like, we have to kill their Freak Show, but we also have to kill these guys because they don't have Truffle. These are the kinds of cards that Truffle does really well against because they give bleeding as a spending. So we also don't get the Adrenaline through on the Abomination yet, so that's not an option. We could go Fistech on this. But I think I just go Siggy and spend, actually. Lots of prior experience worked with idiots all life. Because I want to play the Fistech on a better target than Kurt. And I don't want to just be like over profiting, right? Yeah, this is the kind of card that can be a bit of a problem for us. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to go for the Hideout Abomination now. In an ideal world, I would have played my Freak Show to kill like an Executioner and another one. Because as I say, like, these cards are the kind of things that, particularly the Freak Show, get through our Defender, right? But the good news is they already slam jam their leader. So they don't actually have much in the way of, like, reach. So we probably can just get away with having a full bank and playing our leader to buff up the Azar. So we have Raw Decree for Azar, I suppose. Bank for a poison. We can do either or, right? Guess we just go bank first, see which one's closer to the top and take that. Maybe. So we have 2 more poisons in hand and Defender. So we always want to play the poisons first. So we're going to poison the Executioner here. Sometimes what you can, or we could consider doing as well, is like poisoning this early. Like just double poisoning this instead of getting like an extra poison off Salamander. Because it's one of their ways of removing our Defender and therefore getting to our Roland, right? Yeah, I've seen it, Manavis. We played it a bit ourselves, actually. I'm thinking about uploading it, but not sure. It's obviously a new season pretty soon. Excuse me. So I suppose there's an argument to just go Royal Decree for the next poison and then go bank for the Azar, because we will thin the deck with the Royal Decree route. Cool. So we're going to go for the poison off Royal Decree, I think. The question is, do we hit the Frightener or do we hit the King of Beggars? I think it's just the Frightener, to be fair. Again, Royal Decree just showing its worth, because we're happy to Royal Decree for a 4 provision card. It still plays for 15 points. This is like a heat wave with a 3 body. Because I'm going to be playing Salamander. Again, really the big question is, can they get through my Defender? Which is quite possible. Maybe this was an argument to go Royal Decree for the Azar. Don't think it makes a difference, so we just gotta hope Azar's nearer to the top. Again, we thin the deck with Royal Decree. If the Trafficker is on top or above Azar, it just means we'll have 1 more coin profit by doing this. They're probably saving Freak Show for Defender, yeah. This is Milva's one of the worst matchups, but it is winnable. I beat Payable when he was playing Milva, right? So they haven't got a full coin bank, which is really good news for us. They almost have, but not quite. Azar's top card, look at that. We also want to protect... We want to make sure we protect the Hideout here. Because if they have Heatwave, they could also Heatwave Hideout. And this is as well where Mushy Truffle would come into it, and you could buff this. Now, you can also decide to buff your Roland instead of the Scarabs. The reason I decide to buff the Scarabs here is because if they have a poison, Roland's in real trouble, right? What they would need to do is play a poison on Roland and it plays for like 50 odd points. So this is just the big question mark. This is the only way you can beat Salamander if you lose round 1. They miss cards. Like imagine it didn't have Roland here, for example. Or they can answer your Defender. That's the only way. That's why this deck is just so busted. It's also where Mushy Truffle comes into it. I would have so they go for the bleed on this Scarab, and then we'd have Mushy Truffle still on the board, and we'd only click the Mushy Truffle once they have bleeding on the Scarab to try and remove it, because that's what Syndicate always tries to do, right? They try and bleed your Scarabs dead. But this just wouldn't work if we had Truffle, so we'd buff it again. So it does look like we could be in a spot of bother. The good news is they can't actually Philipper us. But again, because of the lack of Mushy Truffle, we could be in trouble here, Poison would be the best play for them, but we've not seen them have any poisons yet. I guess a poison doesn't even do it right, because I can just move the poison. Professor's already played. Freak Show doesn't have enough coins. Obviously they had the Morelsi again, so if we went for the no buff on the Scarab, they removed the Scarabs. They would have had Morelsi on Roland. Yeah, it could be Heatwave as well, right? Morelsi and Heatwave though. Seems a bit much. So roll the Kree, which means we survive. I think that means it's a win. The only way we lose, I think, is if Roland dies. They don't spend enough. They fluff their lines, but it really doesn't matter. They also... Yeah, they fluff their lines pretty big time here, but... It's not even close, mate. Not even close. Alright, cool. So, you can see, like, the way you lose from here. Like, if they had a heat wave or so, we would have just lost there, right? But you can also see, like, why the deck is just, like, in my opinion, the best deck in the game. Like, we just beat the tier 1 jackpot really comfortably. The other line is to win round 1, which Freak Show is a key card for. Force Mulligans here, 2 bricks. Hand's really, really playable, which is really nice. Poisons can also be really good in round 1 in this matchup. Fortunately, we only have 1 of them. But we have no Siggy, and we also have a Wretched Addict, but no Prophet cards. So I'm just going to start with the engines and hope they stick. Which, unsurprisingly, they haven't. We're going to try again. I guess I could click Madoc and play a boy here, right? Cat Witcher. Wasn't keeping the leader to boost a bleeding Scarab. No, because we would have lost to Heatwave Freak Show or Morelsi Freak Show, right? I was playing around Freak Show, which is like obviously auto-include card. So we actually get a bomb from them, which means they don't have a Cat Witcher available in hand.
I'm no beggar, I'm an artist.
Okay, turns out they did. They just didn't see the line, I guess. Hey, Detroit Taxman, what's up? So we get the boat. We can use Bilzen on beggars as well. That's the beautiful thing about beggars. Gonna try and thin the Sewer Raider. We can also slam jam the Freak Show. If we still think this is winnable. The main thing is really... Wow, okay, I think that's just a huge misplay, really. They should have buffed one of their engines here. So just inviting this. I could slam jam the leader to kill this. It's one option. Try and win the round.
Truly.
Thing is it really going to work? I think that's just probably it's not going to work, right? They've boosted their Madoc, which is very weird. So this play forced a double leader charge. It's just pretty smooth. Not willing to pass yet. No way, Jose. Guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to poison the Madoc. Yo, Stella, nice to see you, mate. I don't have a follow-up poison, but they might fall for it and click the Madoc, right? Okay. I think this is like the best possible opportunity we had to win the round. We're obviously pretty far down, but we can Sam leader if we need to. So Bilzen plus leader is not going to do it, right? Bilzen plus leader plays for 8 plus leader is how many points? We go up to 9 coins, so we buff 1. So leader's worth another 8 points, basically, right? So Bilzen's worth 8. 16, is that enough actually? Wait, okay, my maths is so bad here. I go Bilzen, I tap twice. I'm at 8 points, I'm at 11. I use leader. I'm at 12, I can spend. I think it's enough, right? I'm panicking that it's not, chat. Not even close, bro. Alright. Again, against Milva, like, winning round 1 is pretty huge. Okay, we've lost our leader, but we got 2 leader charges from them. We can try and bleed Saskia out of them, I think, and just lose card advantage. Or alternatively, we just go to the long round. Kind of leaning more towards just going to the long round and playing into the Milva, because there's so many bodies on the board, which is more points for Roland. Like, it's all going to be about protecting my Azar, which is more easily said than done, that's for certain. They're also playing Marauder, so they might not play Saskia. I imagine not playing Saskia. But if you're playing Marauder, surely it's just worth the extra provision to play... No, Mushy Truffle means it's not Eldain. Means it's Alza, right? So we don't care for the Sewer Raider. Now, the problem here is King of Beggars can brick. But we're missing a lot of cards. We want the Truffle. We want the Roland. Siggy would actually be nice because points could matter. I think we're just going to keep the hand though. Like, I think it's winning. I do think it's just about winning. It's going to be close though. But we have Bank, we have Royal Decree. So we just don't take the Siggy, basically. We're going to Royal Decree for Roland. We're going to Bank for the Mushy Truffle because we need all the boosts on Azar we can get. Has a ton of bricks? Yeah, that's true. It's a really good point. They should have a ton of bricks, but for some reason my opponents always seem to find a way to not brick, which is pretty impressive, really. We don't have a whole bunch of poisons. We have a few. We could go for the Abomination. They don't have like the threat of like their own poison, right? I don't have coins for it, which is... That's actually probably good, because that means we don't use the King of Beggars, like, counter, which means we have, like, more points to, like, play last day. We would love a leader charge here. That'd be really good for us. The more removal they use, is better for us, really. Okay, now we can play this. So I guess it was actually a good thing that we didn't poison it, because it let us do this. Again, we would love to see leader charge come through here onto our Gellert. And if they don't leader charge yet, it's a ton of points. So we're also very happy to see that. Hey, no, thanks for the 14 months, man. Yeah, so no leader charges left mean that the odds on our odds on our Azar sticking are like much higher now. So they also have the line to Heatwave the hideout, which is even more reason to just stick to the front. I think we're fine to just look for Truffle here, right? We don't overprofit. Ah, it's the top card. Look at that. That's beautiful. We love to see that, mate. They can't afford a Heatwave. You never know, mate. There's always some wizardry going on in these decks. Hopefully not. Oh, mate, I need to sort... That's one thing I really need to sort out is the sub-badges. Because I got the sub-badges done when I just started, right? So I didn't need to, like, look too far in advance, right? If they play Decree, they don't have Heatwave. Interesting. So we don't want to go for Defender yet. We don't want to go for Roland yet. So I guess we just take the other poison. It's kind of premature though, but I suppose the Matron is still going to grow a fair amount, right?
Nose, mouth, any hole will do.
Children given parents up unto death. It is inevitable.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're fine. I thought I clogged the row, mate. Oh, okay, my positioning's really bad here, chat. Holy shit. So Azar was obviously supposed to go to the far left. I just wasted 2 points. Oops. The good news is 2 points does fuck all, mate. We're going to win by 1,000,000 or we're going to lose. There's no in between. I think the answer is we're going to win. Maybe not by a million though. Another example of where I'm playing Royal Decree and
No more half measures. Full.
Bank. Nice spores, bruv.
The Nordlings' hatred for us will never win.
Shouldn't they have gone for the... Oh, they're going to use the Froth on the Seer. Is that even better? Sure. Oh, they have a Gramis. Shame you can't use him. They hit the armor, which gave us an extra point. I guess it didn't, though, because we lose points on Roland. Here we go. They had a lot of points. They had Saskia and Alza, but yeah, I mean, we've got the best deck in the game, guys. I told you already. I told you already it's the best deck in the game. No one believes me. Alright, cool. It's not quite as simple as knowing it's Salamander, right? Like, you can know, but you're slamming Siggy round 1. That's a lot of points. You get me? Like, while what you say is true, it's not quite as simple as that. Syndicate is just a good deck, right? This deck doesn't sacrifice anything for a combo except it plays a defender. It's like literally the only difference, really. And you play like an extra tutor card. Which also, a tutor card in round 1 can be good because it can find your Siggy and your Bilzin. Right, imagine I had Royal Decree here. I've already got Siggy, then I would suddenly also have Bilzin as well, right?
This world, only two things are certain.
Nice to have you back, Foggy, as well. I hope you've been good, mate. Guys, if you don't know why I call him Foggy, Foggy's one of my OGs over here. He used to be called Funny Old Gamer, aka Foggy.
Don't blame me for your crooked.
Can we do follow age on Funny Old Gamer, I wonder? No. Oh! 20 months. Not as long as I thought, but still. It was like, when was 20 months? That was pretty much like when I came back to streaming and, right, started doing the push for going full time. Let's go, Modu. I reckon Foggy unfollowed me, mate, when I stopped streaming Gwent.
I'll be a household name before long.
But it's also where Gellert can just come into it, right? We just want to be slamming Gellert in round 1 every time.
Nothing like some overseas plundering in springtime.
I'm no beggar! I'm an artist! How was that?
Probably to hit the streets of that clean.
Is that not enough? Oof. Okay, serious question, guys. What is worth more? Is it a poison or is it Siggy? I think this card's worth more points. Same thing with King of Beggars, we just keep him in hand. We've got the Roland, the Salamander, we've got the Royal Decree now. But we want the Bank slash Truffle. We basically want the Bank for Truffle, but obviously Bank is just good anyway for more poisons. Sigurd's probably better if we have Bilzen. Yeah, but we just mulligan Bilzen, right? Like, we don't even want Bilzen. We just want poisons, I think. Maybe it was better. I think the poison plays for more points. Poison is like a heat wave with a 3-point body, guys, right? That's the way of looking at it.
Man is an arrogant creature.
Yeah, you don't need the points that Siggy gives you. As long as you've got... The only problem you'd have is if you don't have enough profit. But with Fistex, it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, we missed Bank, which means no Truffle, which is really sad. We should be fine. One problem that you do have with having this many poisons is, like, they might not give you good poison targets to start with. We could actually just Freak Show this, right? It's not like we have much use for this guy. Just means they have one less Preacher, which means we can poison something else. Defender's annoying, but we can still just double poison the Defender, right? It's another reason like a poison's better than Siggy. Yeah, they don't want to just leave Freak Show living on the board, because then we can just keep killing their stuff, right?
That might even be amusing.
I suppose we rolled the Decree just for... This is a good play. I suppose we just rolled the Decree for a tax collector. We do have a bit of a profit issue in the hand. Playing this into Coral feels pretty bad, right? I don't know, maybe the Freak Show is a misplay. Maybe we'll just take the poison. Opens the hand a lot.
So be it.
Hey JHC, what's up, man?
Let's not get in the way of
And this is where, like, we asked the question again, like, was this really better? Poison? Okay. Take it back. No, I think using Mahjong and Freak shows maybe shows that they do. Because they just go tool with it, right? Just gives me another poison target.
Knees are drowning in shite, but my head's in the clouds.
Let's just still play it wholesomely for a sec. So because they have Heat Wave as well, it's quite possible, in fact, it's best to go for the Hideout after. I guess these Sewer Raiders are just unnecessary. It's quite possible it's better to go for the Azar.
My Fistex purist here, purist in all that.
Azar before Hideout, because Hideout Heat Wave is worth a ton, right?
Man is an arrogant creature.
Wall Space looking a little dodgy for our opponent.
Pleasure doing business with you.
But I'm going to go for the Azar now. Well, this is why I just waited like a week or so to play this deck again. Because people aren't expecting it as much, and it does obviously, like, it's still a good deck. But when people don't know what the deck is, like, it's insane. Like, I would have easily gotten this to 2.7 if I wasn't a streamer. Without a shadow of a doubt. So, I don't think we're under any, like, obligation to buff these yet, right? How are they going to kill them? Ouch. The reason the Hideout is important, we don't want it to get poisoned, is because it's just another poison, right? We move a poison from one of our units to theirs, so it's just another poison. Which is worth a ton of points, right? So that's why in this situation, because I'm confident this isn't going to get removed. I actually missequenced, right? I should have gone Roland first. Missed 2 points. So the last card's Heatwave, which is playing for exactly 1 point, which is pretty good. But yeah, this is why, right? Like, if I had my hideout in the back row, or if I played my hideout before Azar, they would have had Heatwave value. That's just decoction. £100 down. It's an easy win, mate. It's not even close. That's kind of close, I guess. Guys, I'm telling you, it's the best deck in the game. Why does no one believe me? For real. Why does no one believe me, man? Obviously, we know the score. Win round 1. We have the Geller. We have the Freak Show. It's risky to mulligan Roland, but it does just give us some more playable hands, so I'm going to do it. I have 2 poisons. Geller is kind of bad, honestly. I'm going to ditch the Wretched Addict for that kind of reason. I'm going to keep the Geller, but it can be really dodgy.
You'll need full Z6 CV1265X for that. In this world, only 2 things are certain.
Longships are overrated.
Again, there's an argument to not have slammed the Tiger's Eye and used the Tiger's Eye in combination with Freak Show to clean more kills. Might have been a misplay on my part. Envoy sets up Vernon. That's kind of interesting.
Oh, the digits dropped off. I want to sew back up.
I'm no beggar. I'm an artist.
Could have spent there.
Unfortunately, transformation robbed them of speech.
Actually, just going to use him. Got it.
Bandana over your face.
I don't necessarily have to spend with the Geller here because I do just play into poisons. I'm going to spend with this though. Just want to win the round, mate. As much as I would love to thin the boat, let's just win the round. So Freak Show is a commitment because our Freak Show is the best way of answering their Freak Show and stuff like that. Which means that there's a chance they might get through our defender. Yeah, no one's actually playing this deck apart from me. But this is also why I just wanted to wait a week until after I posted my video to like revisit it, because the win rate would be much worse when people like know what it is. Doesn't mean it won't still be good, but it's just like gonna be a way easier climb like this. I mean, I guess we just play the Smuggle and mulligan this then. It's the same amount of profit either way. We have 2 bricks in the deck, which is the boat and the King of Beggars. We haven't found Salamander, Roland, Bank. We have Salamander off Decree, but we need Roland. So this is where you can lose games if you just miss cards. You lose games by losing round 1, missing cards, or your defender getting answered and then for Roland dying. Okay, we see the 2 bricks, which is fine. Okay, cool. Found Salamander, which means we have Roland. And we found Truffle, so we found everything. And again, this is just like backing up the reasoning for the deck to have both Bank and Roland. Halo, why Smuggle and not some other cards? Yeah, so the reason Smuggle's in the deck is because it's our only Fire Swan card. Which means that our Siggy Reuven has Profit 10, because he has all the gangs possible. And Profit 10 Siggy is actually like really important in Jackpot, because you can over profit and he'll just boost. So we've got a 14-point Siggy basically, right? Whereas if we didn't play the Smuggle, then this would just be Profit 9. Okay, so there's actually a really big problem for us, right? All they have to do is just spend with that guy. So it could actually prove to be a loss. Yeah, but the problem with Witch Hunter is you only have Siggy 9. -1 point, OMG. Yeah, but this is a 4 provision card. Smuggle's fine anyway, right? You just saw it was fine. Gave me profit. You just never play this card. It's like the worst card in the deck. You mulligan it or you play it for profit. Like, by playing a 4 provision card, which costs you nothing to run, you improve the best card in your deck by 1 point. Which is huge, because also it gives you more bills and value, right? It's not just 1 point. It's way more than 1 point. It's 1 point to your best card, which also gives you more. And so It's just absolutely correct to do it.
Ain't you like this for a crown?
Smug was fine, right? You just saw it gave me profit. It was good in that situation. I could have played a beggar, but I can save a beggar for a
Think you can keep up
bonded
with the Novigrad lads?
beggar in round 3.
I've a great eye for faces.
So a problem we have here is that our fist techs are just giving us like nothing. They're just basically poisons with no body. And the other problem is that they have jacks. We're still role-playing as a non-salamander player. It's not super obvious. It might be starting to dawn on them though. But what we don't want them to do is to just spend endless coins with this Jax, because we can't obviously poison it because of the Veil. Jax is not a particularly common inclusion either in Jackpot. In fact, I think it's a pretty bad inclusion. Unless you're trying to tech for this matchup, which why would you? I think the only Syndicate mirror I lost actually was against Captain Flixen, who was playing a Jack instead with Veil. Like Jax is just not worth it in Jackpot at all in any way. Yeah, Pella would be nice here, but also like how often would that actually be relevant? And the answer is not very often.
Premium grade won't find any better.
Yeah, we're no longer role playing, I think. We kind of are, right? I was very tilted after that game. Yeah, you're right.
You shall confess all in due course.
Yo, what's up, man? Pella absolutely is popping off. Well, it would be. But yeah, the other thing, like, if you'd start, people would start running Gremists and start running Kalksteins, of course this deck would be much worse. But that's a sign of a good deck that people can tech against, right? Or that people feel the need to tech against it, I guess. What's our Roll Decrease then? It's just Roland, right? So yeah, this is the situation I was talking about where I've just got like some awkward poisons.
Lots of prior experience. Worked with idiots my whole life.
So far, we've not seen them play any poisons. But we have the hideout ready on the board for if they want to try and poison Siggy, we can just move it. Although he still probably dies, so we might not even bother. Like, it's actually better for them to poison multiple units rather than just finish the poison on Siggy, right? See, we're still roleplayed enough as a Bilzen deck that they're panicking and using their leader, which is a huge misplay, right? They just don't know that. Because they need their leader to get through our defender. We could play Azar, slam leader, buff the Azar, and then we could use these for profit. No, we wouldn't instead of... How do I kill Freak Show? Well, there's two ways I can do it. Option one is I don't, and I just say that they've used their leader, so I don't give a fuck, right? They just don't have enough coins to get through my Azar now that they've used their leader. So if they didn't use leader, what I would do is I would just double poison it, if I felt the need to. But because they use leader, I'm not scared that they can actually answer my Azar. It is frustrating that we don't have, that we can't, that we're just wasting coins. But it is what it is. Man, so this guy drew the nuts. Wait, they went bank for that. It was just the top card, right? That is a weird play. So the next question is, what's our next best poison? And it's just always the peach, right? They're never spending really with the jackal. They might spend a little bit, I suppose, to get some horde value. But we can poison it later if they go for the horde value. Professor's also kind of a commitment. Now, this is an important moment. We just always do that. They might have Morelsi, but they don't have like Morelsi and Heatwave, right? It's still possible that like they could get us. Like, if they Morelsi, they just don't have enough coins though, probably. They need to have like Morelsi and like a bunch of coins, right? Orson would be like a good answer to us, yeah, I guess. Bills and Can, yeah, I mean, but they still only have like 9 coins, right? We'll see. I think we're just fine, right? Like Bills and Morelsi, do we even lose to that? Not sure. I don't think so. Yeah, so they've just given up with the dream. Alright, looks like another win. From the best deck in the game. I told you guys, I wasn't lying. I don't clickbait titles, mate. I mean, I do, but I don't lie. I write good titles. The thing is, that title sounded so stupid, it undersold the deck, mate. So, the poison we got spot on with the peach. And then we just finished with the frightener.
Don't worry, Snake. Got it?
GG. Alright, so we're what, 4-0 today? Yeah, it's the best deck in the game. I told you guys already, but no one believed me. As if you're on mobile? Wait, really? It was only a 30-second ad, mate. Relax, guys. You missed some epic content, though. You're really missing out. You should really subscribe so you get to watch the chair in all its glory.
I'll be a household name before long.
Hey, Tor, what's up, mate? Don't watch that losing team. We're playing against Hull, who are in the championship, so I'd really hope that we don't lose. This is Everton we're talking about, isn't it?
Use that, smell that.
Fist tech never. Why, Constable, this is powdered sugar.
Oh, walked into red haze. Shit. I realised too late. I should have played this first. I didn't want to play into a bomb. We might be struggling here. White makes just kind of OP.
I'm no beggar. I'm an artist.
I guess we could have slam jammed Break Show onto the Maddock, right? This guy just sucks. Can't believe I walked into that red haze. I realised too late as well, innit? Bilson, I guess, would be pretty good here. Bank. So guys, if I go and watch Everton, Will you come back and watch after I play the game if I do more Salamander? I'm undecided in if I should watch or continue to stream. So I do want to continue to stream, but also I want to watch my team. I don't want to ditch my old man. What was it, chat? Gellert?
Pleasure doing business with you.
Go watch? I would like to watch it, but I also want to stream, you get me? It's one of them ones. But if I, after the football, if I come back and stream Gwent, I'd rather watch Klopp's team. Klopp's a prick, mate. Fuck him. Stream the match. Mifat? Oh god. I actually said that aloud. Is this like a Mifat on my nuts kind of thing? Mifat cock. Brilliant. Cheers. Alright guys, I'll watch the game with him, I guess. And then I'll come back after it. And we'll do a long Gwent stream, I guess. But it's going to be Everton. We're going to win 7-0, mate. I'm going to look at the team after this game. Alright, we've got all the pieces pretty much. We are low on poisons though, because I had to spend 2 to win round 1. Any bricks? Nah. Oh, we actually don't have all the pieces. We almost do though. Bilzen's looking kind of shit. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. But if we find Siggy, he's good. Which we don't. So we need Roland Azar. Up the Tigers. Bruh. I mean, the game lasts like an hour and a half. It could go to extra time, but pretty much what? So if I'm going to finish in like 30 minutes, I'll be on for like 2 hours or so. So like 7:30 p.m. GMT, maybe like 8 p.m. So like 3 hours from now, pretty much. I've actually not seen the team. I think this is the deck. I think I've got it. Oh, look at that. Mods popping off. You don't see that every day, do you, chat? That's for sure. So Bilzen's looking really, really bad because I need Roland and Azar. I don't want to go for an Azar too early, so I'm just going to take the Bilzen now. Lineup is a bit poop. All our lineups are poop. Monk-esque. Back to local mode. Nice one, brother. That is brilliant, mate.
Reality is that which, though you does not go away.
What do we do with the hideout?
Just a partake till I can get on my feet.
Nice. It's not looking so good, is it? That went well. Oh, it's smurfing. my days, guys. Imagine if I played it. Oh, Lord. That could have gone so badly. Imagine if I actually didn't play around that. I didn't do it intentionally. It was an accident. Do we win? They didn't click truffle. Are they that confident that they win? Or are they just that confident that they lost, maybe? Mate, I almost lost that game. Oh, God. No GG Flixen. Cool. I'm not Flixen, fortunately.